Hello, I'm John Coley and welcome back to a new series of Make and Do. Today I'm going to be showing you an art kit for children that you can make for them to use in the home. I've developed this kit because I've been asked by many people since these series have begun just what they can do for their children, how they can encourage their children's art in the home. My advice to them is simply that you give children the opportunity to practice their skills. If they practice and they do some art often, then they're going to get better at it. So we've developed this little kit here, and I think it'll be pretty useful for children around. First thing you'll be worried about is, of course, making a mess on the floor, and I suggest that we use a sheet of polythene, black polythene, that you can get. And I've got Cressida here, so I've invited Cressida along to show us this kit today, and you can see Cressida sitting at that on the floor. It's going to protect the carpet or whatever, and it's the sort of thing a father would get for his strawberries to help them grow, etc. Well, paints are the next thing. So what do we give our children to paint with? Now, this is the kind of thing that parents often buy for their children. Hello, if I can get it open. And there's a watercolour kit, and the trouble with these is that they require a really sophisticated and a rather special technique for use, and they really are a bit too complicated for young children, so I don't recommend them for youngsters. Good though watercolour kit is, but they're not really the right thing for youngsters to use at home. What they do need is a nice thick gooby paint that's got a lot of covering power and looks really, really good. And if I were to get some of this material here, this is an acrylic paint, painted on with this brush, you can see that it makes a rather nice strong colour and it goes on fairly thickly. That stuff is acrylic paint, and it comes in a can, in a bottle, something like this, and you can buy this at art supply stores, quite straightforwardly, for children, a children's grade, as it were. The other sort of paint that we would use is tempera paint. Now, this comes in powder form, and it is easily stored. It is light, it doesn't go bad, it doesn't go off. And it's so simple to use that even a child can do it, and Cressida is going to mix some for us now, and we'll see how she does it. She takes a container there, and she can put in 3 teaspoonfuls of that material, that powder paint, into the bottom. That's right. And the trick about this is that you add a small amount of water to it and mix it to a nice stiff paste. And then you reduce that paste to a creamy consistency. Don't add the powder to the water, because you'll stir all day and you'll never get the thing done. That's how you mix it anyway, by making a paste of the material first and then reducing it to a nice creamy consistency. What do you keep your paints in? Well, I suggest that you use a soft drink can such as this, and we can remove the top. Well, actually, we're going to remove the bottom and get that bottom off. And we've got that like so. You have to remove the bottom because the top doesn't easily come out with a can opener. So you take that like that, and so what's the point of doing that? You let the bottom, as it were, drop through, and you put a paper cup in it like so. Now, the point of doing this is that won't easily tip over. That won't easily tip over, and the thing protected, particularly if you join a couple of those cans together with a paper clip, such as this here, and you hook them together like this. They're quite securely joined, and when you have 6 of them coming back here, that's pretty stable. The child can trip over them and won't make much of a mess all over the carpet. So that's quite a good idea for your kit. The other thing about that is that when the paint has gone murky and brown and doesn't look fresh anymore, you can throw the paper cups away and you've got the cans ready for use next time. The next thing you need is a container for water. Get something like this, low, flat, low centre of gravity, won't tip over easily with a lot of water in it. Really solid. A thing like this, you see, would simply tip over very quickly if you had a brush in it. It would tip over because it's got a high centre of gravity. That won't. So use something like that. It doesn't have to be a plastic thing, but that kind of thing. Brushes. This is the next thing we have to consider. They should be long-handled with really good bristles on them. They will hold a lot of paint, and a child can stand back and work with them. Let's see how Cressida's getting on with her painting here. And she's got a nice big tree. She's painting there, and she's using the brush and the bristles really well, and you can see the thing in action. What you can see there, of course, is an easel that she is working on. This is a very simple thing to make, and I've got one here. An easel with a tripod legs on it holds the canvas, holds the paper vertically, and this has got a disadvantage for children. The paint dribbles down it. So this one is very simple, made out of a scrap of hardboard material. You can get as a scrap from the timber yards, paint it up, attach some ordinary clothes pegs, and you'll find that with some string, they'll never go missing. They'll hold the paper on. We'll also need some crayons. And people ask me what the children should draw with, and I always recommend crayons. They should be good, thick, strong crayons, the type they use in the schools. And there's a proper way of using these, and that is use them hard. Press hard with them. Little hands can hang on to these quite firmly, whereas the finer, smaller kind of crayon, they break very easily, and children can't really get a good grip on them. But they can get a good grip with these, and when pressed hard, they look really good and strong, and they make a good mark, and they're worthwhile having in the kit as well. Now, the last question you're going to get when children are going to start working is what can I paint? Well, the thing is, always have a talk to them before they start, encourage them, talk about the work, and they will and they give them a good starting point. It might be something like a walk, and you've gone on, and Cressida's made this great painting of the tree that she saw when she went on a walk. Now, if you want some information about this kit and other things we do in the program, do write to us at Christchurch, P.O. Box 2606, Make and Do, P.O. Box 2606, and we'll be delighted to send this material out to you. And right now, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'll have it on behalf of Cressida as well, and hope to see you next week. Cheerio for now.